2 more games to be played before we figure out which 8 of these 16 teams will make their way to the second stage of the promotionals. Of course, for those of you guys tuning in late, these are the games played between the bottom contenders teams going up against the top of the PUBG Open League teams. So it's the relegation, or not really relegation, promotional, I guess you can say, because you don't really get relegated to Open, you just get relegated to nothing, because everyone can sign up for Open League, right? So the promotional for Open League to go into contenders, and the disarmament from some of these contender teams that might just not make it, and we'll see. There are some of these teams from the Opens that are looking to make their way in, huge potential being one of them. They won the previous game. Sure, they didn't get a lot of kills, but they had a good placement at that 10 of those points going straight in their pocket. Emir maybe a little AFK there. We only have 61 on the server. Now he's turning off to the side, so might just have gotten on back. We of course hate to see when people they disconnect and whatnot, but hopefully we'll be able to get back to us, because it would be sad if we lost him and anyone else. Circles popped. Where are we going, I wonder, as we see Riddle getting themselves looted up. They're sitting in a pretty good spot right now. And, well, I mean, they got the circle at least over in their direction of the map. We haven't really had a whole lot of Western action today. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we will get it coming into the next game. And this is kind of interesting also, because it was a similar circle that we actually saw in the game 1, where Riddle lost 3 players really early on in their first rotation, I believe it was. So maybe they'll be able to do something different here. I mean, honestly, Fenerbahce, they've been in all kinds of trouble so far, and should they lose a guy mid-air this time around, that would just sort of be the absolute death sentence for them. I mean, they have had a rough time. They played the LAN qualifiers, the close qualifiers for the Pro League. That didn't go the way they wanted it to. They almost made it into the finals, but just fell a bit short. Then they stomped their way through the qualifiers for contenders in their region. Had a really good job at that, and then they, well, I mean, they didn't really get things going in contenders, and now it seems to me like they're having a rough time in this one as well. You can see the scores coming in here. Fenerbahce, they're sitting in 12th right now at 35 points, and the cutoff, of course, being at 56. I mean, it's still not gone for them. 21 points, an 11-kill victory would throw them straight up into the mix, and there are 2 games left to do it. They had themselves a 3rd place and 8-kill game, I believe it was, yesterday. So it's not because it's impossible for them. They just desperately need to figure out how in the universe they're going to be able to do this. Because it ain't gonna be easy, that's for sure. Odin is gonna get looted here. Draco, they had themselves two second place games yesterday, but as you can see, still only at 25 points. Kind of showcases what they've been able to, or not been able to do over the other games that they didn't get those performances in. Unfortunately, have had a time, I mean, alongside other teams, have had a hard time really figuring out how to get those early game rotations going. Has not been working out the way they wanted to. Apex as well, sitting in 15th. Such a bunch of rough rotation for them, and every time they've managed to get into the late game, like every time they've been in a position where it's like, oh, we got this now, guys, let's sit up here, let's engage this fight, let's take out this team. Then they start the fight, they get the first couple of knocks, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes another team, third parties, and takes them down. So a couple of unfortunate situations for them, followed by some rough rotations early on, has cost Apex a lot of a lot of potential points going their way. Swarm, they've been doing well, sitting in 7th right now. Of course, still not guaranteed to be in for them whatsoever, but they've been doing extremely well over the couple of days. They were in contenders coming into, like, in phase 1, they were up there, and of course they want to solidify in their spot. But at least for right now, I mean, the way that we can see things are going, it's not going to be a guaranteed contenders. I mean, there will be contenders teams falling off, because we got Apex in last, Kebabs in last place. We got Fenerbahce down there as well, and everyone else. I mean, if we look up the list, it's actually the lowest placed team from contenders that isn't Kebabs is Fenerbahce, and then you have Phoenix. So the top is pretty much the contenders team that were from before, other than high potential in 4th place. I see them trying to sneak their way on in there. They've been doing well today as well, so no surprises in seeing them high up the leaderboard. No surprises whatsoever. Merit is making the drive on up. This has been the thing for Draco. Either they have gone down really early, or they have been able to get into like circle 6 with 4 life. There hasn't been any in between. There hasn't been an in between. They've either lost all their players really early, or they've lost like not lost anyone before very late. That's kind of been the the situation for them. Moon is gonna get himself a crate. Sure, that's not something he's gonna complain about. MK14 in the pocket, and hopefully in the hands of him at some point soon, so he can do some damage. Riddle again. They had a a rough time rotating out on the eastern coast last time around when they had this northern circle, and this time around, well, I mean, looks to me like they're going up towards Swam instead, saying, you know what, that clearly did not really go the way that we wanted it to, so we will just go around the other way. Swam. They're setting themselves up shop in, I believe, a mansion / heaven split here. Heaven is the area you see on your screen right now. Why is it called that? Well, I mean, it's placed above everything else around it, and thus it is in the heaven. In the sky, at least. Bossword, personal courage. They got themselves 16 kills last game. Very impressive performance. But they've also been one of those teams that, despite the fact that they've had some of those really, really good games, they've also fallen off, and I don't think that bike is worth saving, because there's only, as you can see, one wheel sort of working on that, so I won't really grant you a whole lot to try and keep that. Arthur, Ghost Legion, they have a chance here. Arthur is by himself, though he doesn't want to push this too aggressively. Oh, Fenerbahce, are you gonna get shot at once again? Or are you gonna be allowed to make the rotation all over? Call Me God is trying to see if he can spot anyone on the other side, and the issue for them right now is they have one guy in the open trying to take a fight, but it's not paying off for him at all. Help Me God taken down immediately. Shax is securing himself the kills there, and the kill on towards him. Not a whole lot more. This might be it. This might be it for Fenerbahce to say, you know what? It might be a kill that was somewhat gifted to us, but this was the important one. This is what we needed to get started. Art of War, they're pushing out early. They've been one of the teams that are pushing out surprisingly late to me, actually, from Pachinki, even when they've had circles to do it from. But now they're getting themselves 2 kills right off the get-go. So good start for them. Moon, despite the fact that he got himself an MK14, did not get into a position to really use it. And you can see now they're pushing around the side here. They want to go up and get the info. And also, do they... Ooh, does he spot Golby? Did Memo spot one up on the top of the hill? Might just have. Yep, shots are indeed being fired. So they know that Golby is up there. And Arthur could potentially come around and do some damage. T-Bone, don't jump in front of a vehicle. Or Misa, don't run over your teammate. I'm not sure exactly how that unfolded. But feels run over, man. Fenerbahce got a kill. And now they're starting to rotate in as well. Rotating on bikes, that's what we want to see. Able to get around faster more often than not get yourself knocked. Sometimes, of course, it does happen anyway, but hopefully it's not going to be a big issue for them. Golby's going to make the runoff. Makes perfect sense. He doesn't really have his teammates nearby. They're further down the hill, and despite him attracting the attention and allowing for the teammates to push on up, he's saying, you know what? There are fights to fight later on. There's no reason for us to try and over-engage on this. Now Nates are coming in as well, and he is just too much out of position to really try and engage in anything without his teammates being around. 5 seconds to go until the new circle is gonna pop. Where are we going? Is it gonna be one of those northern circles up by Asnaya, or are we going down south or something completely third? Seems to me like the circle. So where do we have the most of the players? Okay, we'll just throw it right on top of them. So very few will have to make those rough rotations. Most of them are in already, but for the teams that are gonna be sitting on the edges, they will have to well, they'll have to come up with an idea as to whether they want to make the rotation trying to get further into the middle, or if they're just satisfied with where they are. You know, we're in the circle, we can just chill for a little while. We don't need to go anywhere super fancy. We'll just hang out. It's only the early game anyway. Okay. Broke a window and shot up towards Fenerbahce. Not a whole lot more to it than that. They want to scare off any potential intruders to their compound. Don't want to have to deal with them this early. And AK skills as well. You can see how split they are. Mocha is in one compound, with Degerik being on the sort of low plateau on the other side. And then you have AK skills in the J compound below. So a very far split apart. Oh no, if you had a tree to hit, this is not the what you want to do it on. Shaxi taken down, tried to back the car out, but immediately gets knocked. There was one tree there to hit, and he, well, hit it. Unfortunate situation for him, but But yeah, happens. He's dead. AK skills, you don't need to keep shooting at him. It would seem to me that, I mean, considering the fact that he just stayed in the passenger, like in the driver's seat, that either he had like the most unfortunate time disconnect in the universe, or he was trying to get the car in reverse but couldn't get the speed up before the headshots were connected. But yeah, feels bad nonetheless. Arthur spots one in the hillside. Seems to me like whoever gets that MK14, it's a curse on it. You don't get to shoot with it, and actually Memo immediately taken down because of it. So Arthur, despite the fact that they didn't want to have Goldby shoot earlier, now they're actually considering, should we re-engage on this one or should we not? Seems to me like they're, I mean, they're Arthur he's clearly playing it he's clearly playing it safe. Doesn't really want to jump in with both feet when he's all by himself. You can see Goldby and Alpha, they're a little further down the hill. And he's trying to get more info, like where are they running? What did we see? How can we move on this? But not a whole lot coming in off of that. At least not immediately. Wizards split 2-2. They have two players from last crew in between them. As you can see, they want to deal with them, so they're starting to shoot down in their direction. It's one of the worst things you could do is when you have a 2-2 split and you want to help each other out. If you have that one team sitting in between you, it's just going to make it so much harder. So first of all, apply any pressure. And second of all, should that one side of it get pushed where you can't defend them from, then you can't even go over there to help them because there's a team that will shoot you as soon as you get into your vehicles. Wizards, I think they realize this. There's no reason for us to try and take this one split on each our side of an opponent. So we'll just push the split a little further south. We still know that the compound up north is clear, so we will go up there if need be. But at least for now, they'll be able to just take the yellows and alongside the top. And well, I mean, I played a little safe off of that. It's only phase 2, so no reason for them to over-aggress, trying to take a position that might not even be inside the next circle. Art of War, they're running down the hill there on the far western side, as you can see. Knockout Gaming, they're not inside the circle yet. They've been on foot for a while. Now the circle does continue to favor Potato Hill over the shelter area out to the east. Farm is narrowly gonna be in down south there as well. But for Art of War, they're expecting a team to have been running on foot for the last, well, I mean, 7 out of 10 minutes. I highly doubt it. Zonk goes down now as well. Mocha secures himself the knock there. Kebabs, they have, well, they've seen the circle go away from them yet again. So they have to find out how they want to rotate. Swarm as well, need to just maneuver their way slowly on forward. They have a chance to, I mean, it's not really the worst circle for them. They can try to push on over, but as you can hear, shots are being fired. So there is clear info that there's a team on the other side. Riddle, they're sitting up here. They have their snipers in hand. They're not gonna make it easy for them. Fortunately for Art of War, they spot out Knockout Gaming on the behind. Would be unfortunate if they tried engaging in a fight with Ghost Legion to then just get third-partied from behind. But seems to me like they got the clear info that there's a team pushing in from our 180, and importantly they react to it. And also, now for Ghost Legion, what do they want to do in it? Do they want to push? Do they want to try and engage? Or do they just leave them be and sort of hold their somewhat defensive yet a gatekeeping position? Zonk gets finished off. BenQ connecting a lot of shots on towards Animals Lair. He gets finished off. Mans nades his teammate. That's unfortunate. But sometimes those smokes and nades can look like one another. I'm not sure if that was the case, of course, but a fight is for sure escalating between Airwaves and the I cannot talk right now. Personal Courage team, sorry. Riddle engaging in that one as well. So Mans is now just trying to see, is there anyone else inside this smoke? I'm all by myself, and I don't really want to have to push into anything, but seems to me like Phosphor is going to be in all kinds of trouble. Vehicle comes in, though, and as he does that, Mans gets himself one. Kofa is now trapped between all these vehicles. It seems, I can't tell if he's on the backside or if he's actually close. Mans doesn't have a whole lot to do. No ammo left in the weapon, and he goes down. So once again, Kofist is the one to keep his team alive. And what is up with all these kills happening right now? The entirety of Kebabs get eliminated. Okay. We didn't see exactly what happened other than 3 people running over each other and then just an entire team wipe on Kebabs. So they're out. Interesting. interesting, aka skills goes down in the middle of all that. So Wizards and Last Crew, they were clearly both shooting at Kebabs as they came rotating in. I think Kebabs managed to run over one or two of the players. You can see them all dead out there in the field. I think Kebabs managed to run over one or two of the players from Last Crew, and then Wizards just took a position from which they could really just clean up everyone around them. And now look at this circle. It's gonna go Potato Hill, and it's gonna go Potato Hill hard. And oh, this is not gonna be a nice push for you to make in the open. The circle is just up there. Just go a little bit further. I'm sure you can still do it. But I hope you have yourself a ton of first aids, because you're gonna need them Mook as well, sitting out here just saying, oh guys, please just start rotating. I really want to stay alive here. Just don't kill me. Just let me go. 30 seconds until the circle's gonna start closing in. One player alive for Knockout Gaming and for Last Crew respectively. You can see Last Crew, they're sitting in 9th right now. They're tied points with Phoenix. Phoenix are in the circle. They have a better chance here. And Last Crew, they do not want to have it all come down to the final game, but they might just have to. It's gonna be extremely difficult for them to really get any more points off of this game. Swarm, they've positioned themselves up on the hillside. You can see Riddle, they're on the other side. They might just be running into a full-on 4v3 confrontation here. The push is continuously being made. Oh, there you go, inside the circle. Just 3 guys on the server. It seems like Hannibro didn't manage to connect or disconnected, or something else happened. And he gets down Slayer of Animals. He just got inside the circle too, and then he gets finished off. That's unfortunate. But important kills nonetheless coming in for Art of War. They're just 3 points out now as well. Exactly out of it. 3 points, and they would most likely find themselves inside the top 8. They've had a rough 2 first days, but they have been able to make it back, and they've been doing well at it. Ooh, quick peeks from Clip. Just quick tapping away. Broken is kind of positioned out in the middle of the open. Now he gets himself some tree cover. Leah is going to be the one to follow up with the shots somehow. Okay, that must be a little spectator thing, because he was clearly not visible. That must have been a little spectator thing. Unless if he had really wide arms, I don't know. So Swarm, they're gonna run off. BSD all by himself. He might just get run over or run into by the Swarm team. Kofist now and Personal Courage trying to square off against Apex. They've lost 2 players already, I believe. Houston gets spotted out in the open now too. Minox taking some shots over towards him. He's gonna get him down to around 80% HP, a little lower than that, and that's gonna be Trico securing himself that one. But there's shots coming in return. Phosphorus from behind the tree gets down the knock onto Havoki. Will go down 2 though, but does manage to finish off Faye. Amorous actually got the knock onto Faye, and that player got finished off. So they lose 1 guy in all of that. QH, or Personal Courage as you would say, up on the second place spot, get eliminated. So a chance for multiple teams now to make their way on in. Wizards still alive, and you have huge potential down here on the bottom. Just crawled in their way out of the compound now, saying wait, so this is when okay, we'll start getting active now. Of course, there are only 2 players on the server, so not really, it kind of limited how active they can really get here. BSD proning in the middle all by himself. BSD's, they're there. 20 points and 1 more game to pull it off. And well, I mean, if they want to have any realistic chance, I guess you can say, they would need to get some of those points off of this one. Seems to me like Apex are full on pushing up towards the east. Makes sense they would commit to this area because the compound has just been included in the circle. Havoki has to make the run off. Trico tries to take some damage towards, or take some sort of cover from that nade, but Amorous is immediately there to start shooting at him. Oh, John LeRoux caught with the nade in hand. Unfortunate timing, and Merritt now trying to hold off the push coming in. He's prone out. He's prone on the wrong side, I guess some would say, of the road. He's very visible. Should Vinconas peek around the side. You can see they're all looking down in this direction from up above, but they're looking towards Minox. They're not expecting one to be prone on the outside here. And should they look down, Merritt might just get completely spotted out. Odin is on the backside. He's holding it off. He's trying to hide it out, at least for a little while. They lost 2 players already. John LeRoux gone down there as well. And now all they can do is, well, either you're gonna share this with the 2 remaining players in Apex, or you just have to go out and find them and kill them. But Merritt jumping over the wall there kind of limited himself to not be able to push back, because he has to run in, and they don't have the info on exactly where they are anymore. Now, of course, the audio cues will be coming in, so Odin and, at least for Merit, should be able to hear them running around inside the house. There are so many shots being fired around them too that you cannot really be guaranteed just exactly how things are gonna go down. So many fights happening at this very moment. Andy gone down up and against a big fight against Swarm. Tony gets the kill in return. Boolan gone down. That's gonna be Phoenix against Wildcard. Trying to keep you guys updated on everything that's going on here. T-Bone goes down to the circle. Misi taking down there as well. And you guys can of course see it on your kill feed, but I don't know. I just like to tell you as well. AOG for whoever wants to get on that one, but there are still multiple fights going on. Ben Q5 taking down YMD. Arthur gone down as well. And that is something like 10 players killed off in the matter of, yeah, a half minute, I would say. If not even less than that. So, nice fights, I think. Andy taking down Aaliyah. Oh, look at this. BSD, he's been here for a while now. He hasn't been wanting to shoot at anything. It's a question of, does he start shooting at drone before he sees him, or does he wait it out? He's actually close to placement points now. Just 9 teams alive. Goldbeak gets taken out too. He has to start shooting soon. Drone, he's gonna see you eventually. He's gonna, as I say that though, Drone doesn't see anything. He does have the shadow. I mean, it's really underestimated how good it is to stay in the shadow. Shadow can help you so much from an opponent, whether he spots you or not, but he's proning it out. He's just waiting. BSD, 100% trigger discipline, and I like to see it because there's still a player alive behind him. Even if he gets the knock and the kill here, that would still be transport. I mean, Broken actually gets rest now as well, so it's going to be 3 guys alive on their team. How are they still both alive? But there you go, just outside of placement points goes Fenerbahce, 1 point out. Feels bad, man. And you can see on the scoreboards there on the side, everyone in with a chance to get on in the points here. Phoenix went out, but they got some kills with them. So once again, Art of War just 3 points out. Tony is trying to buy his team some time, because as you can see, they're caught behind trees. Andy gets finished off. Clip secured himself the kill there. And well, now the push could potentially be coming down towards the Vencona's team. Vencona's sitting in 5th place already, but things are very tight up there on the top. And as we said before, they want to make as much room as they can down to teams that are below. All these teams from 4th through 7th place are still in the mix. That nade gone a bit too far. And Ben Q, that nade, somehow on his feet with just 1 HP, trying to stay alive. Tony, of course, is still alive as well, but that was really, really, really close. Test, you can see Test wants to push up. He wants to spot him out. He wants to get some info on where the hell he can be. But just because the little divot, because this shadow there as well, doesn't allow for him to spot him. Ben Q gets up on his feet now, spots up one, but goes down in return. That's going to be a trade 1-for-1. And somehow Tony has to figure, do I go for this one? Do I try to get the retaliation? Do we know we have 1 guy knocked in there? Or do I just leave it? Do I try to get placements off of this one? Shots are still being fired. Seems to me like everything is just being completely stalled. It's as if the game has frozen with these people just sitting completely still, holding each their ankles. And then you see down south, so many fights about to happen. Now you got huge potential engaging in this fight. Simpson goes down. Clip gets down 1 player as well. And well, for Riddle, still just 3 guys in the game, 2 guys alive now, unfortunately. Shots being fired through the smoke. Tony gets himself 2. He needs to get 1 more though. There's still 1 more player on Vencona's on his feet. I believe it's Test who is still alive, and Tony gets down the 3rd. Actually, Ben gets down the 3rd guy, and Test takes him down. So that's going to be an important elimination coming in from Art of War, and they've just surpassed Phoenix as well. Just 2 points in now. Really impressive, and you can see the +2 sign next to them. That's going to be the placement points they have guaranteed. So really, really impressive by Art of War to secure those kills. Of course, I hope it was impressive. We didn't really see exactly how how it unfolded. Riddle, far down south, they have a chance to fight off Swarm if that's what they intend to do. But it's gonna be one of those. Is it really going to be worth it? I mean, honestly, for Swarm, even though they're 11 points up, I mean, if Swarm goes out early next game and both Phoenix and Art of War has a good one. That could be them ending in 9th place. So they cannot take anything for granted here. So even though they're sitting pretty well in it, they have to get themselves as many points as they can. Clip might have gotten the info that there could be a guy down behind that tree. Throws it a bit too far though. Wrong tree, Clip. Aliyah spotted out, needs the help from Drone. Drone is keeping a slow position. Broken gets one, and now he's pushing up. I like the play. I like the play from Drone. Waited until they knew for a fact that all the attention was put elsewhere, and Broken and Drone played it to perfection. Really well done. Odin now and Merit tries to make the run on out. They know where Minox and Avoki is. They get down Minox early on. Merit is making the run in. Oh, I make that Odin. Actually, Odin is running in while Merit is healing. Unfortunate timing there. And Arrows, you heard the shots fired. He's going to be able to get him finished off too. A bit of a off timing for Odin to push in. But as you can see, he didn't really have anywhere else to run. So unfortunate for him, he does go down. And now we got just 4 teams remaining. Tony all by himself has the high ground but doesn't have a whole lot to play from. Wizards, they know that people are coming in from behind. They're still 2 alive. I believe it's Eros and O'Connell up exactly trying to hold off anything, but with so many shots fired all around them, it's hard for them to really see exactly what to expect. Tony gets down the knock, secures the kill as well. Important points. This is what we're saying. Every single point here could be the difference maker. Just that 1 more point, just those 2 more points. They could be whatever keeps you in or throws you out of a potential stage 2 presence. Havoki taken down by Drone, well connected shots with the mini. Tony swaps over to the big boy gun. M24 in hand. He knows that Broken is up there, but of course with level 3 gear it's not going to be enough with just 1 headshot. Not going to be quite enough. Plays it slow. Havoki goes down. Tony, he just needs those placement points. All he has to do is stay alive for a little while longer. There's a duo and there is solos remaining for the rest. You got 2 guys from the Swarm up in the north, or down south, I mean up the hill. And then you have O'Connell proning on the tree. All he can really hope for right now is for them to engage on O'Connell before. 12 kills for Art of War. They had a rough first game. They had a somewhat slumper second game too. But this one clearly has gone in their favor. 12 kills on a top 3 placement. Not all, but a lot of it coming off of Tony's performances here in the late game. O'Connell taking him down though, so that's going to be a 3rd place, but still impressively well done by them. And Wizards just continuing to solidify their 1st place spot. O'Connell all by himself. Drone is on the other side. Has spotted him out now. It's a 1v2. Never give up. There's a chance. Nades are coming in now as well, though it's only gonna make things so much harder. Swarm, they want to get in. They want to get the win. They have gotten a win on each of the 2 previous days, and they want to get a win here in day number 3 as well. If they can do this, that would be very, very impressive. But nothing, of course, is guaranteed just yet. Droning it out now, O'Connell. He doesn't want to give up. No suicide nades, no nothing coming in that regard. He's just gonna go for the win. But that nade, these nades, they're only getting so much closer, down to 8 HP. O'Connell finally gets some audio, but it's gonna be too late. Drone goes down. It goes down. Drone takes him down. And once again, Swarm, I mean, 3rd day in a row with wins. The other 2 games, the other 2 days is